man, it'd be so nice if we could, like, research speedboats so we could just do, you know, like a blitz nighttime raid onto this little province here and then attack across the strait, because then we have them completely surrounded.
It would be nice.
That's the kind of thing that you would start to see happening in World War II. Probably not before World War II, but that's some modern special forces tactics right there. So, look at our states map mode. Are they leaving? Oh, not without a fight. Not without being chased into the sea or not.
No, we want this to hurt.
Yeah. Okay, so they successfully disembarked one unit.
But we now have nothing to fear from them, so I would just go a full advance.
So they're not starting any new invasions, so either they've changed their priority or they advance fire bases. Hell yeah.
I don't care if we're ahead of time on that one.
Yeah, they've changed their priority, or they realize that invading Australia is not a good idea.
We made them pay for every bloody inch.
We did. And now we have some full org divisions. Yeah, see, they're getting the bonus from our fort and from full entrenchment because we let them sit there too long. But I don't think they'll be able to withstand this offensive, especially if I unpause the game. Then it won't seem like they're so badass at defending. I was like, wow, they're really holding. That's crazy. And now we're attacking across the strait, but they have no organization, so they're just going to get overrun immediately. Hell yeah!
Get off our island.
Get wrecked! Mate! Okay, and now the Japanese are completely destroying the French colonial fleet. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's reassign the garrison order here. Hey, look! It's New Zealand! New Zealand!
Hey, bro!
Alright, so yeah.
Welcome!
Focus on defending coasts, ports, and victory points.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And we have a new addition. So
it'd be the 6th, man.
They should be the 6th. They're just called 2-period infantry division because that's the default name.
All right, we're rebuilding. We had 7 to begin with. We're rebuilding.
I feel like the 5th deserves a nickname right now, but they haven't done anything particularly notable. They've been a part of a lot of important operations. We'll wait. Well, they'll get their chance to have a cool nickname at some point later on here.
And I think the Japanese might have given up
the Coral Sea, naval invasions. They're gonna try to go for one of these ports here. Man, look at those coastal guns. We are loaded up. I'm really glad we took that that early. What was it? Was it the Royal Australian Artillery? We took some focus pretty early on that gave us a bunch of coastal defenses. Protect the homeland. That's what it was. That's a really good focus.
What's our next national focus? Let's have a plan.
Let's see. Well, we can sever ties with the UK.
Nah, not at this point. Honestly, we need them.
I think, for the sake of fairness, I'm probably going to avoid these ones that we're not supposed to be able to get because we didn't support the policy of peace. We'll see, though. We might end up needing them. Arms production, we're pretty good on that. I wonder if... Are we still making boats?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll wait. Those heavy cruisers we've built have actually been to our benefit, so we'll leave that. Speaking of naval battles, we had 2 convoys sunk. Once again, lost no heavy cruisers.
I would decide though. What's our next
focus? Let's see. What do we have? Civilian and military factory conversion. So a lot of these we can't do until we get fully independent. Rationing and recycling. Okay, so that resource one would be really good because we
Let's
could
do that then.
have less reliance on trade. Classify aliens. Australia is a nation of immigrants, and as such we may have taken in some of loyalties to their homeland. We'll register and track foreign-born Australians. So that's super dark. National Unity -3. Yeah, that's not. No. All of the following. We have to classify aliens to found the Defense Research Initiative. We'll see. We'll see if that ends up being worth it.
We'll see if we want to go there.
Yeah,
we have visceral feelings about that.
That's pretty dark. We've already done some dark stuff with some of these other focuses because that's World War II for you. I think we're already censoring the press.
Yeah.
One of the focuses we took.
Right, you're on pause.
I know, because they're landing troops in Darwin again. We'll send the Darwin Devils. You're really going to make me garrison all of this? You're going to make me garrison this whole damn continent?
Yup.
I mean, the thing is, if they land in Darwin, okay. I mean, they're going to damage the infrastructure in the Northern Territory, but they have to march across the outback to get anywhere important. So, alright, fight, work, or perish.
Work or perish.
So let's go ahead and do the rationing and recycling. Every resource matters. We'll ration food for our citizens, recycle to get as much metal as we can from worn-out goods, and promote economies throughout the country. So that'll...
And switch to extensive conscription. You have the political power.
Yes, you do have it. Extensive conscription. So the only, disbenefit that gives us is plus 10% training time, which we can definitely live with. 197,000 manpower. How does that sound?
That sounds like an army to me.
That sounds like on the way to being a mid-tier power in this conflict is what that sounds like to me. Yeah, that's okay. Also, let's send the Adelaide Avengers up here too. Darwin Devils, Adelaide Avengers. You should be able to handle it. You know what these give it? Since they don't have a nickname yet, they could be the 5th Infantry Forgotten Sons.
Oh, that's kind of...
And then they'll get a cooler nickname if they do something to justify it.
Come on, Japan, get frisky. Bomb Pearl Harbor.
Denmark has capitulated.
This is not good.
So Germany now has not total control. They still have to take Malmo. So if Sweden remains neutral, they won't be able to fully block the Baltic Sea from Western Europe.
What are the Soviets doing?
The Soviets are currently women in aviation. So they've done the Stalin Constitution, socialist realism. They want the historical path with collectivist propaganda instead of positive heroism. They've done their whole 5-year plan, except they haven't done the defense of Moscow ones. This is a really interesting branch, by the way. If you go positive heroism and like the new Soviet man, it's a very different Soviet culture. It's that values the individual more. I like that tree a lot if you're going to stay communist. Common turn, so they're going to try to maybe turn Vichy France communist. I don't know. They've gone through with the Great Purge, so they're making their way down towards NKTV and all that stuff. War with Germany has not unlocked yet because they don't have officers purge. I thought they did the officer purge. I don't know. We'll see. Germany is scripted to go to war with them since historical focuses are on, so that will happen eventually, but...
Yeah, like I said, I think this is exciting. This is an entertaining playthrough.
Definitely.
One of the things that I like about playing nations that aren't like the United States, Germany, the Soviet Union, is it's not all one way, which I dig.
Yeah.
Every time I've played the United States, it's a matter of get into the war, kick wholesale ass.
Yeah.
Finish. Like, that always has been.
I mean, when we did our USA playthrough, we killed the Axis and the Soviet Union. So that was are those nationalist China? Yeah, they're landing nationalist Chinese volunteer divisions on the coast here. We can have some more rum, despite being about as far from the Caribbean as one can get.
Hey man, don't mock my taste in alcohol.
I love rum actually. I'm not one of those rum bashers. Everyone's like,
Please
it's a college girl drink. It's like, I like rum.
I get the good stuff too.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I don't get the college party stuff. I get the good stuff.
All right, this is gonna be an interesting battle. Kanji Ishiwara versus Leslie Moorehead. Shock tactic against their defend tactic. We're doing a suppressive barrage with artillery. Again, they're still just defending. I love watching these sometimes. Standard attack, standard defend.
Over.
We have a much better general. We have the decryption advantage, so we know exactly what their plans are. We're attacking from multiple directions. They've replaced their commander, and now they're both dead. Okay. We overran them. I'd love to do... some point we're going to have to do like a Hearts of Iron Chronicle, where we actually write about the individual battles.
I would love to do that.
Based on the tactics.
One of the things that I want to do when we get to the new place, obviously, because times are just busy here. I want to sit down very shortly after the move and discuss what we want our next Chronicle to look like. What game, what... Because I want to keep doing it. I think that's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not to mention, it's a wonderful writing exercise, and I want to grow as a writer, especially before I publish. Finished another chapter today, by the way.
Let's go ahead and create a training army while we have time, because we now have the manpower for it. Anyone who gives bonuses to training.
Not really.
Do we want Hillfighter?
You know what? Hillfighter? That guy might be good to have a secondary army.
So, these guys are just going to park in Sydney and do push-ups. That's what they need to be doing. Because we need... Now that we have the manpower and the equipment to spare... And look, here comes some naval invaders. We really need to get these guys as trained as they can possibly be. It looks like they're going to try to land at Canberra. So we can take... Yeah, they know what they're doing. Cool.
What comes after rationing and recycling? We need to decide.
Yeah, so...
we could register aliens. I mean...
We're not fully independent yet, so...
Do we want to get independent now? I mean, on the other hand, what is the UK currently doing for us?
Well, they'll still be our allies in the war, even if we break away from the Commonwealth. The only significant thing we will lose is this Commonwealth research bonus. But in return, we get extra research slots. So it's balanced to some degree.
Do we want to do that next? Or do we want to... Let's
see what the other ones are. So the SWPA menace... Japan is building an empire that threatens the safety of Australia. They already have landed troops in Australia and taken Sydney, so that's a bit of an understatement. So, United States relations with Japan. Oh, we should have done this a long time ago.
Do it.
Okay, that's the next one. And then we can woo the USA. Oh, why didn't we do this before?
You know what? We had other things on our mind. I think it's realistic.
No,
we wanted to get conscription.
Here's the cool thing. Since the Dutch government is in exile... Once we get a strong enough army, we can protect the Dutch colonies. They'll turn their colonies over to us, and we'll fight a major counteroffensive across here. Not until the U.S. is in the war yet. Though, so...
I think this actually unfolded fairly realistically, though. Our focus could not be on the United States. Our focus had to be...
We just sunk 8 destroyers and 6 light cruisers.
The French?
With the help of the French, who lost every ship that participated in the battle. That's the thing. Japan is building destroyers like mad, and the fact that we have focused on smaller ships has really helped us against their destroyers. Speaking of ships, we have naval dockyards free now. What does our navy even look like at the moment? It's 6. Are they all heavy cruisers? Okay, so we got 3.
A light cruiser.
Holy shit! Look at that. HMAS Perth
is seasoned.
They're at max veteran. Oh, not quite. I think there's one more level.
Let's start rebuilding our navy, man. I think we've got this under control.
So we've got, what are these? Heavy cruiser, light cruiser, light cruiser. Okay, so cruisers are what are working for us.
Keep going. And you know what we should actually think about doing after we go down that USA and Dutch diplomacy tree? Going down our naval tree a little bit. We will need it eventually.
Yeah. So I'm just going to start producing both types of cruiser in equal numbers. If we can do that. Yeah, we have the resources. We actually don't even need to be trading for steel anymore. Not as much, anyway.
I think we followed, with the national focuses, though, I think we followed the sane path. We needed to get our interior in order. You know, get our materials recycled, get to extensive conscription.
Yeah.
Like, that was pressing. I don't think that we maybe made a mistake by not going down that tree super earlier, like the first 2 episodes earlier.
No, I would agree. Naval invasion. Yeah, they're planning invasions of Canberra, and we're hearing about it because of our decryption. But I think that they're either honestly having a hard time breaking through our cruisers. It looks like there's
another victory in New Zealand.
Well, that was a defeat, but they just sunk
lost convoys.
Yeah,
all right.
They didn't lose any of their actual
The
ships.
Kiwis are pulling their weight.
I think the Kiwis are helping them not be able to invade from this sea region, actually. Yeah.
And look at the United States Volunteer Divisions retaking Papua New Guinea.
Oh, are they actually on the move? Okay, very slowly. Nice. Alright, recon. Let's get the next level of engineers queued up here. That'll help us. Engineers are actually really good. Really, really good. You should check out our War College series on how to design good divisions.
Yes!
Okay, there's another victory.
Okay,
there they go. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
They tried to attack a fortified coastal port, and oh, that's New Zealand! Hell yeah, they defended Townsville for us.
Thanks, Kiwi Bros!
Kiwi Bros!
And the United States is going to liberate Papua New Guinea for us. They're volunteers.
Yeah, they're not
They'll get there.
They're not actually being incredibly urgent with it, but
we'll take it.
Okay, so we're up to 21 active civilian factories right now. Saturation looks good. We don't control enough of this area to build factories there right now, which is
how close
fine.
Are we to getting the next national focus? I think this is going to be tomorrow. This is going to be a game changer right here.
We're going to start wooing the USA. So Southwest Pacific Alliance Menace. And now that should have made us pretty much resource self-sufficient, I think. And I might have to wait 24 hours for it to kick in. Okay, so we don't need to trade for aluminum anymore. Let's go ahead and...
Yep, we don't.
Self-sufficiency. Hey, Germany! Guess who's being self-sufficient with resources? Yeah! Yeah, Hitler really wanted to do that, didn't he? He really wanted...
Lebensraum.
Yeah, he really wanted to not have to rely on foreign markets for resources. Yeah, well, it's too bad he's not Australia. Hell yeah, look at those Kiwis holding Townsville.
We will take it, man.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love
we're turning the tide in this region right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in this timeline there would be deep psychological scars from the fact that the Japanese, occupied Sydney for a time, and Canberra, which is the actual capital. A lot of people don't know that. Sydney is the largest city, but Canberra is actually the capital. Yeah.